What you guys have to do now is guess whose face matches the voice. I think it's number 4. No, it's definitely number 1. Number 2 looks like he was Astro Kitty. But number 1 never smiled, so it must
definitely
be.
number
5.
Number 1 looks like
it better be number 3. I knew Astro Kitty was a girl.
God,
Number 2 looks like someone who
it's definitely
number 4 definitely looks like an
Number 3
owl.
looks like a handsome
bro.
Number
I didn't know
3
Astro was friends. If it's not number 5,
Number 5,
I'll start a riot.
Way too excited.
Yo, watch out, Astro. You've got a vampire in your midst.
I want to fuck all of them.
So you're probably wondering, who the hell am I? Wouldn't it be funny if someone made a face reveal teaser? We got 5 people to pretend to be him. Then in the editing stage, he went and dubbed over their voices to make it seem like all of them sounded like him. Then he got his 100,000 subscribers to guess who they think he looked like completely based off his voice, even though he wasn't in that face reveal teaser video. Wouldn't that be funny? What's up guys, Astro Kitty here, and welcome to my 100k face reveal. So today's face reveal is going to double up as a Q&A. I got you guys to ask me some questions on Twitter. Now if you don't follow me on Twitter, make sure you go ahead and do that. That way you won't...
I record my face reveal today.
No, I'm recording my face reveal now. This is for me.
I'm Astro Kitty, I need to record my face reveal.
Okay, look. I understand what you're doing. Last video was really good. It was really funny.
I know, I made it.
Dude, stop. Like, I'm Astro Kitty. It's not going to work this time.
I'm Astro Kitty.
So you realize that I'm not going to dub over your voice in editing stage, so you're just going to sound like you do now. So as I was saying, you guys have asked me questions on Twitter. I'm going to answer them in today's video. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, make sure you go ahead and do that so that you don't miss out on future opportunities to ask me questions in future Q&As. Also, I've heard it's just a good time. That's what people have said, not my words, I'm just saying. Before we get into those questions though, I just wanted to touch on the poll that we did at the beginning of last video. 8,000 of you guys voted. Great turnout, gentlemen and ladies. Shout out to the grills. 41% of you guys said that I looked like Astro 3, or you thought that I looked like Astro 3. Apparently the most attractive one. Once again, not my words, that's what you guys said. But he is the most attractive one. Actually, a lot of you guys said that all of them were really attractive. All 5 of them were very impressed with themselves after that video went out, so thank you guys very much. Some of you said some pretty heinous shit. So next time, or rather this time, maybe strongly consider just keeping that to yourself. Keep that up there, boy. You can do it. I trust in you. I also remember that some of you guys were looking for their social media pages, specifically their Instagram, for some strange reason that I'm not aware of. So I will leave the 5 Astros Instagrams or their social media pages that they wanted me to plug for them in the description below, so go check them out. Number 4 doesn't have Instagram because he's a hipster. Just a heads up. But without further ado, boys and girls, let's get into some questions, shall we? Catalina would like to know, are you okay? Catalina. I'm fine. So I've never felt better. This has been pretty fucking lit this last like 6 months. It's been awesome. Thank you guys very much. I'm very okay. Puffball wants to know, what kind of editing and recording software do you use? I use OBS Studio to record. I have a PS4 over here to my left. When I do PS4, I've got a Elgato. I've got an Elgato HD60. So that's the recording stuff. For editing, I have Sony Vegas and Premiere. I've tried to get into Premiere, but I'm just so much faster using Sony Vegas. It is arguably a worse program, but I just find it easier to use, so I use Sony Vegas. A lot of people also ask me, if they start a YouTube channel, what editing software would you recommend? My answer is, if you want to do video editing professionally, as well as just have YouTube as a hobby, use Premiere. If you just want to do YouTube stuff and you don't have any interest in video editing outside of YouTube, just use Sony Vegas. It'll do the job or everything that you need, and it's arguably a lot easier, in my opinion at least. And I've tried both, so take that what you will, guys. Said Baby Dyke. Baba Dyke wants to know, how would you feel if Zenyatta walked instead of floating? Probably the same. Christian Gomez wants to know, can you do a handstand? There's only one way to find out. Safety. Oh. 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 That was pretty respectable, don't you think? Actually, it might be easier to go up from the bottom. That's what she said.
Alright, no, I'm done. Handstand.
Soy wants to know, what kind of music do you listen to? Least favorite bands. I wouldn't say that I listen to bands the most. Actually, looking up my Spotify playlist. See who's in my rotation. So at the moment, it's a bit of Tyler, it's a bit of Brockhampton, it's a bit of Travis Scott, bit of Goldlink, bit of ASAP Rocky, Amine, how do you say his name? And then also Isaiah Rashad is a very big personal favorite of mine. But that's about it. I hope that answered your question. The Eject wants to know, I love your style of editing. Oh my god, thank you so much. How long does it take to edit one normal video? I'd say usually it can take anywhere from 3 to 5 hours about, depending on how much shit I pack into it and then how many different clips I have to pull from. Usually about 3-ish, 4-ish hours. Meme God Hydrogon. What is a powerhouse of the cell? Me. Nayan. Sylvian wants to know, can you show us your doggo, and is he a good doggo, and does he get good boops? Oh, my baby. So this is Bella.
Put me down.
She's a little baby spoodle, only 6. And she's so cute!
I will end you, space cat.
I'm very confused right now because I only just put this light in now and she's like,
Unhand me, you heathen.
loving life at the moment, look at her. But yeah, this is Bella. Say bye-bye.
I'll marry you all.
Bye-bye. Kyle asks, have you ever feared you'll be unable to branch out into other games in the future, or is that not something you're not interested in right now? It's not so much that I'm worried about uploading different games. It's just that I'm not really playing any other games at the moment other than Overwatch and PUBG. Those are like my 2 go-tos. Obviously we're gonna have Dream Daddy soon. There's gonna be new games coming out the end of this year. It's just when new games come out that I'm playing, that's when I'll start varying up the content a bit. But at the moment I'm just doing Overwatch and PUBG, so those are the videos that I'm doing. What inspired the Astro memes, if they had any inspiration? I don't think they really had any inspiration. It was just sort of like, there was one video where something happened and then someone said something that was particularly funny, and I was like, oh shit, I can use this for another clip later in the video. And it sort of got like a bit of continuation in the video. And then that idea has sort of evolved to a point where we're using shit from 4 months ago or 6 months ago even of people saying stupid shit and then just putting that and superimposing it into the gameplays that we're doing now. So I wouldn't say there's any inspiration. It's more just like trying to make funnies out of recycled content. Is that a good thing? Kyleo maybe? Wants to know, what were you majoring in college and what is your current job besides YouTube, if you have any? So for my first year in uni, I was doing exercise and sports science, and then halfway through that year I realized that I didn't really like what I was doing. So I just sort of passed everything, did what I had to, and then got out of there after that first year, and I was like, I'll go back next year, trust me. I'll just take a year off, get my head right, have a bit of experience, and then go back knowing exactly what I want to do. Nah. Current job besides YouTube, YouTube's it. This is all I'm doing. Living the dream, boys. The literal dream. It's fucking awesome. When will you pay the child support? Our son is starving. Oh no. My job's done, dude. You gotta look after him now. Georgia. I tried. How did your friends react when you told them you make videos? I can't remember. That was a long time ago. I told like my close group of friends like 2.5 years ago when I was making those shitty live comms in Black Ops 2. I didn't really think I got a reaction. They were sort of just like, all right. There wasn't really that much to talk about. But now, like with people that I wasn't really as close to as my like real good close group of friends that are just like finding out now that it's like actually a thing. It's more just surprise than anything else, because I never really, outside of my YouTube stuff, I don't really talk about it that much. Like if someone asks me about it, they recognize Astro Kitty or something like that. If I played with them before, they'll be like, oh, do you want to talk about YouTube? I'll be like, okay, this is YouTube, stuff like that. But I don't go around being like, I'm kind of a big deal now. But yeah, more just surprised than anything than people that find out now. They're just like, oh, that's pretty cool. So you just do that now? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just making videos, playing games. I'm like, that's pretty sick. That's about how the conversation goes. So hopefully that answered your question again. A lot of these things I'm just saying, I hope I answered your question. So I just hope I answered your question, I guess. Spencer wants to know, what is the sexiest and least sexy name? Alright, the sexiest name is Alex. Least sexiest name, Oasis. Pirania? Pyrenea? Question mark. Coffee or tea? This is probably going to trigger a lot of you, but I don't drink coffee at all. I feel like if I start, I'll get way too dependent on it in the mornings because I'm not a morning person at all. And if I start drinking coffee, and I'll be like, holy shit, I'm fucking supercharging, boys. And if I do that once, every morning is going to feel like the worst morning of my entire life. So I'm trying I've tried really hard for 21 years not to touch coffee too much. I do enjoy a good cup of rooibos though. Bit of rooibos tea. Oh, scrumptious. Potato would like to know, what are you giving us for 150k? I don't know, Potato. Maybe a Discord server? Hey, would you like that, Potato? Probably you would. Actually, yeah. Seems reasonable, actually. We're doing a Discord server. 150k, boys. I'll get around to it. Sam wants to know, if you could change anything about your YouTube channel, what would it be and why? I don't think there is anything that I would change. Everything's happened like sort of as I want it to. Maybe the one thing is that I wouldn't like to be so dependent on Overwatch, but I feel like that's about to change now with the face. We can vary it up a bit, but I don't really think there's any really major changes that I would have liked to change. Like, everything that I've done so far has been pretty okay in my opinion, at least. You guys might have a different opinion. Why would you be watching this video have a different opinion? But just like using this whole face reveal teaser thing, like I've had this face reveal teaser idea since I'd say like 2 or so years ago, and I've just been like waiting to implement it. And the way that everything's played out and how I've been able to get the people that I wanted and just like the stuff that we've been able to do, it's all worked out pretty much as I expected, and I'm just really happy with how things are these days. It's pretty awesome. Adri wants to know, what can we expect in the next 10 years? Death? I like how you start off very positive with the death. Depression, getting better. Finally reaching top 500. That's never gonna happen. Adri, I'd say that I don't know what's gonna happen in the next 10 minutes. So, Daddy Doomfist wants to know, are you single? Asking for a friend. I am single though. So all the single ladies, put your hands up. That was really... Krista wants to know, how much do you regret your life decisions? Okay. Seriously, you're probably memeing me right now, but if I give a serious answer, I'd say very minimal. I'm very content and happy with how shit has sorted itself out. I think I used to go to a sports psychologist, and one thing that really stuck with me from him is that there's not really a right or wrong decision. There's only there's a decision that you have to make, and then you either stick with it and make it the right decision, or you don't fully get involved with that and then it becomes a wrong decision. Unless obviously it's like, who do you want, $1 million, or do you want to be depressed for the rest of your life? That's not really a difficult choice. Depression wins every time. I'm just joking, of course. Obviously you take the $1 million. That's an easy decision. But those decisions that you make where you're finishing high school and you're deciding what you want to do at college or university, there's not really a right or wrong decision, in my opinion. It's more that you make the right decision once you choose it. Because when it comes down to something that you're like writing a pros and cons list down or something, or you're thinking about it every night you go to sleep for like 3 weeks straight, it probably just comes down to it that either decision is going to be the right one. You just have to pick one and commit to it. So regret your life decisions? At the time I probably did, but now the way that everything's worked out, the fact that I can be here doing a face reveal for 100,000 subscribers, I think that everything's worked out quite nicely. Jeffrey Lopez wants to know, will you ever stream, and could I jerk it to your face? I'd feel better with consent. I really want to stream. There's nothing more in this world that I want to do than start streaming. The only problem is that my internet is not good enough. A lot of you guys asked me when I'm going to start streaming, and it seems that I'm going to be getting my better internet, or internet that is capable enough of streaming, in December this year. That is if they don't move it back. So hopefully by December, maybe even January next year, we'll have the stream up and running. With regards to the consent, yeah, nah. Seamus wants to know, YouTuber that most influenced you. So I don't think I can say one YouTuber in particular, but rather a group of 3. For those of you guys that are old enough to go back to the old Machinima days, the Machinima respawn days of Sark, Hutch, and C-Nanners. Those 3 guys were my shit. They have easily influenced me more than some people that I've met in real life. I've never met those three ever, but they have shaped and molded me into the person that I am today. Especially, I'd say Hutch more with like everyday life sort of stuff, but then Sark more with my editing. So if you guys go watch a Sark video, you'll see shit that's like, oh, Astro does that. Did he steal that from Astro? No, I stole it from Sark. Thank you, Sark. Ness wants to know, do you have any cats? This is gonna trigger you guys. I don't own any cats. I'm a dog person, prefer dogs to cats, but I called myself Astro Kitty. You're welcome. Actually, before we move on, this is a really important topic. I have seen way too many, an unreasonable amount of people in the comments say, oh, how many cats does this guy have? And I really hope that they're trolling, but it's just like, those outro kitties, they're not all mine. They're fan submitted boys. That's why at the top right, it said outro kitty, thanks to @ and then their Twitter handle. I don't have like a house just for my cats, just so I can have an outro kitty at the end of every video. I'm not that committed to this game, boys. Gordino wants to know, what's the most embarrassing moment in your life? Sorry, BB, it's a pretty typical question. You know, it is a pretty typical question, Gordino. How dare you ask a typical question like that in this Q&A? It's disgusting, really. No, I'm just kidding. So I was anticipating this question because it's such a typical question. How dare you, Gordino? I thought of all the times in my life where I had been severely embarrassed. And I was trying to find one time where it was like, it's in the sweet spot. Not over the line where it's like, all right, my life isn't worth living now because you guys know about this. But also on this side where it's like, whatever, you didn't really have to tell us that. It's not really that big a deal. So I'm trying to find the thing that's right in the sweet spot. And the thing that I thought of is still very not ideal to tell 100,000 people you don't know. Basically, I thought that masturbating was a conspiracy made up by men because I couldn't do it. I tried very vigorously to figure it out, the mysteries of that stuff, but couldn't figure it out. Eventually in year 10, got the hang of it and was like, oh, I see. So that's not really a moment, is it? That's more like a long stretch of just misinformation. When I don't know how to figure this out. You guys can take that for what you wish. I'm not going to finish this question. Nicola wants to know, are you Elva? No. Are you overwhelmed by how many fangirls your face has attracted? Well, it's attracted none at the moment. But I tell you what, after this goes live, we're going to have a bit of attraction. Don't know why I'm doing this. I've had that kind of attention since I was born, so I'm pretty used to it by now.
Shut up!
Noth wants to know, what do you like to have a cheeky nibble of the most? What's your favorite food? Not answering that question. Salad wants to know, have you gained any new friendships or opportunities from YouTube? Of course, Salad. You don't make friends with Salad, but you make friends with YouTube. Sorry, that was a bit harsh. You're a great person, Salad. Don't let anyone take you down. Opportunities, not so much yet, but I haven't really put myself out there that much, I'd say. I've been a bit more reserved, just like focusing on the videos than like other opportunities and stuff like that. But eventually, I think down the road, things will present themselves and I'll definitely take them up with both hands and lots of heart and energy, as you guys know me for. But obviously all the Overwatch content creators, I was really lucky to pick a game that had such great people already making videos. It's been real easy to meet new people and then play with the people that already have videos up when they're just so goddamn nice. What a great bunch of people we have here in the Overwatch community. Hey guys. Mr. VR. Very clever. Wants to know, Astro Kitty merch? Question mark? There will definitely be Astro Kitty merch eventually. It's just not gonna happen soon. I've got some design ideas. I've got some designer friends who can help me out with those ideas. But yeah, it'll happen. It just won't happen soon. Vindy wants to know, how tall are you, BB? I'm at least 6'4". I'm not, but I'm at least 6'4". Ask Chunny, ask Pixel, ask Rock. They all know I'm at least 6'4". But I'm not. Alright, MetaProfit wants to know, is there a story behind your name or was it just too much alcohol? That's a very fair assumption. There isn't really a story, I was just making it and my sister and her boyfriend were in the same room and she was just scrolling through Instagram or Tumblr or some social media site, and she got a like from someone called Astronaut Kitty, or a mention, or she saw a name called Astronaut Kitty, and it was just as I was making my new PSN, and I was like, Astronaut Kitty, that's pretty cool. I thought maybe you guys can be the guest of that, or the judge of that. But yeah, that's the story. And then eventually, like I'd say a year and a half ago, someone was like, you should shorten it to Astro Kitty. It's definitely easy to say. And I was like, you know what? That's very smart. So now we're Astro Kitty. And that's the massive story. Very interesting. I know. You're welcome. The goddess herself wants to know, do you do anything useful with your life? Well, you know, I do Overwatch. I do a bit of PUBG. I make videos that go out to 100,000 people that like brighten up their day and stuff like that. So no. What made you start doing YouTube, and what advice would you give to other people if they are starting to make Overwatch content? That's a good question. I don't really think I really had any reason to start doing YouTube. I'd just been watching it for so long. Like, what you guys don't understand is that this channel is a little bit older than 3 years, but I have been watching YouTube since, I want to say, what are we in 2017 now? Like 8 years ago was when I started watching YouTube. Back in the day of like Mission and Respawn and those guys. So I was like heavily embedded in the YouTube gaming scene for quite a while. And eventually it just got to the point where I was like, this looks like fun. And also I feel like I can contribute more to YouTube than just being a viewer. I feel like I can make stuff that other people would like to watch. As far as advice goes for people who are just starting, not just with Overwatch, but with YouTube videos in general, with life in general, if you head into a video with the mindset of, I'm gonna try and make this video a little bit better than the last video that I made. It can be maybe you learned something new in the editing stage, maybe you figured out how to get rid of ghosting or something like that in your video clips. Maybe you're just a little bit more entertaining in this video compared to what you were the last video. You should go into it with the thought of, all right, how can I make this video better than last video? And eventually, after you make enough shitty videos, you get to the good stuff. And that's pretty much my life story on YouTube. Whole bunch of shitty videos. Now, still shitty, still Astro shitty, but they're worth watching, I'd like to think. But still shitty. So yeah, try and make this video or your next video better than the last video you made. Bad at Overwatch wants to know, why can't you win at PUBG? Why can't you win at Overwatch? Because you're bad. Why can't I win at PUBG? Because I'm bad. Alright my dudes, that was a lot of questions. This video is going to be especially long, but what a treat it is for 100,000 subscribers. We got to celebrate, guys. We got to celebrate. Usually I'm not that big of a fan when YouTubers that I watch get real deep and all thankful and shit, but I'm about to go all the way in on you guys. So if you're not a fan of that, then you can click off now. That's all G. Basically, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you very much. You guys have saved my life. Not in the sense that I was strapped down to a railway with the train coming to run me over, and 100,000 of you were like, yo, we need to help this guy out. Quick, get him up. But rather in the sense that I was so committed to making this YouTube thing work that I easily could have wasted a good chunk of my 20s just making videos, only getting 50 views a video, not getting any views on a video, what I was doing for the past 2 years. Because what you guys, the majority of you guys haven't seen is that before 2017, I had been on this website making my own content, that is, for around 2.5 years. And in that 2.5 years, I had accumulated around 650 subscribers. 650 subscribers. Now, I get that in a day. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just saying how insane that is, that I can, in one day, now, is the same amount of subscribers as 2.5 years worth of work. It is insane. And I cannot thank you guys enough for putting me into this position where I am now. I'm quite literally living the dream, or my dream. This is not everyone's dream. Not everyone has the same goals and stuff like that. But this right here is what I've always wanted. well, not always. It's what I've wanted since I figured out that YouTube was a thing, and then figured out that YouTube was like a viable option if you could get to the point where you were successful enough. And I really need you guys to understand how much I appreciate you guys coming back every video, leaving comments, leaving likes. I think that's why I spend so much time in the comments, and I've been slacking a bit recently, but that's mainly just because there's so many. I look at that and I'm intimidated to try and respond to you guys. But I really try to take at least half an hour to an hour out every day and at least read through them. I think something that separates me from other content creators is that I'll get down and dirty in the comments. I'll chat shit to you guys down there, but it's all love. It's never with malicious intent, and you guys give it back to me pretty good sometimes, and I'm just really overwhelmed with how thankful I am that I have so many cool people that have subscribed to me and watch my stuff. I just really can't thank you guys enough, and that's pretty much all I had to say. Thank you guys so much for 100,000 subscribers. Here's to 100,000 more. Let's chase that milli, boys. I don't know. We're just gonna try and kill it, basically. Thank you guys so much. Illies all round. Appreciate you, fam.